Okay.
All right. I guess if the red's blinking, that means we're recording.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Hopefully. Will somebody make sure that's recording before I start?
It says recording.
Okay. So of course this is going to be a presentation on C. diff. There are numerous interventions involving several disciplines that we all do to try to keep the spread of C. diff down. The interventions are based on recent research and recommendations that are endorsed by the CDC, the Infectious Diseases Society of America, and the Society of Healthcare Epidemiology of America. The interventions that are recommended are doctors are encouraged not to prescribe so many antibiotics, not to prescribe them prophylactically, and to change which ones that they're using, because of course all that contributes to the prevalence of C. diff. Another intervention is housekeeping should use bleach products, because you know that C. diff is only killed by bleach products, not alcohol, ammonia, that sort of thing. Clinicians, clinical staff, of course, wash your hands is the biggest thing, and use disposable items. The problem is, what if you can't get the doctor to stop prescribing so many antibiotics or certain ones? What if you can't make bleach products formulary in hospitals? You know, what if a staffer forgets to wash and instead they alcohol that one time? Then your spread has already started, and you don't even give the patient a chance. But believe it or not, this is so super easy. There's a very super easy intervention, excuse me. But to some statistics, everybody knows kind of what C. diff is. It's a highly infectious intestinal disease, and it can even cause death. That's a big deal. Actually, when I was teaching this to several other people, they had no idea that C. diff could actually cause death. It's that serious. The number of C. diff instances has tripled in 10 years. And if you're over the age of 65, it's 7 times increased. That's costing us $3.2 billion a year that can easily be avoided. And of course, who do they blame? 94% of these cases are directly related to healthcare, not community-based. And of course, most of this information comes directly from the CDC or higher level of evidence research articles. So our learning objectives, basically you're going to recognize or describe 2 recommendations from the guidelines that we've discussed and we'll discuss further. And you'll also be able to verbalize the importance of washing patients' hands. So objective 1, of course, is disposable items. Blood pressure cuffs, stethoscope, thermometers, pulse ox, bedpans. Anything that can be disposed of should be disposed of and used only for that patient. Here at Community Hospice, we do use, of course, standard precautions or standard contact precautions. We do have disposable stethoscopes, cuffs, thermometers. The only thing that we do not have that is not disposable is the pulse ox, which you should have a portable one. And please note that you do have infection control binders on each unit, and all of this information regarding our protocols are coming from various policies. One mentioned here is policy 026. And be aware that our current policy does not reflect our practice of chlorine bleach wipes, which we'll get a little further into. I know this is going to be in the video. Short breath and break. Okay. Can anybody tell me where you get your disposable vital sign stuff? Anybody?
Supply room.
Supply room. Okay. Where else? So you get your disposable stuff mostly from the supply room. Where do you get your portable pulse ox? Usually at the nurse's station or in the med room. You can use the vital sign machine for pulse ox only, but of course it has to be cleaned with the bleach wipes. And that's only until you can get a portable pulse ox, which I know some places they're working, some places they're missing. Just make sure you get it. It is your personal responsibility to follow contact precautions and to have these items. And of course to follow each and every little thing. So going back to the IDSA SHEA guidelines, they also recommend bleach or chlorine-based products. Currently, we do have some of these yellow-topped bleach wipes and what we call the yellow top and purple top. We also have the disinfecting spray and hand sanitizer. However, the yellow tops are being phased out. Sherry mentioned earlier they're leaving that really gross residue on all the product or equipment, and it's also eroding equipment. So the DME committee decided not to buy them anymore. Some units still have them, but if you don't, you would have to get the bleach spray like from housekeeping. And this is in regards to policy 024011. So these are the typical products that are used in everyday cleaning and everyday discharge, deaths, etc. This is what they use to clean the rooms. And guess what? None of them kill C. diff. None of them. That bothers me. Yeah, we did talk about the yellow top being phased out. So this is kind of what we're left with right now. The most common thing that we use all over the place, and I've seen aides use this on the vital sign machine after coming out of a C. diff room. But this is ammonia and alcohol based, which does not kill C. diff. It kills pretty much everything else but C. diff. So again, if you've got the yellow top wipes in your facility, please use those. If not, you will have to go to housekeeping and request bleach spray specifically. If it's locked, you can't go to security. They can let you into that housekeeping room to get that spray. And housekeeping does know to use the bleach spray on C. diff rooms, opposed to regular contact isolation for pink eye or something like that. They'll use those other products that you saw. They only use the bleach spray for C. diff cleanouts. So if you touched something and didn't wash your hands, went to another room, now that room has it and is never going to get cleaned with bleach. Keep that in mind when following your contact precautions. Objective 2 goes to hand washing, staff and patient. I'm not going to go into detail. Y'all know when you should wash your hands and how to wash your hands. And keep in mind, infection control does make rounds, and they won't always tell you that they're here, but they will watch what you're doing. I've been here 4 years, I've only been caught once by infection control. And they do check to see if you're gowning, if you're washing, that sort of thing. All right, so this is what this whole thing is all about, patient hand washing. It is just as important as staff hand washing. It should always be done before a snack or meal, personal care, when they're visibly soiled. You just don't want dirty hands touching their face at any point. So we know that C. diff is only acquired through one route. You get the spores on your hands, and then it comes into your mouth, either by food, wiping your face, whatever you're doing. Not good, okay? So they're basically spreading it to themselves, but we've allowed that. So what can we do? Wash our patient's hands, especially before eating. It's literally that simple, and it costs absolutely nothing. And this is a huge intervention to reduce C. diff. This has already been proven as an effective means of prevention. There's a study done. There's a study done in 2014 for a bundle strategy that included patient hand washing, and they were not only reduced their C. diff rates, but flu viruses and other orally acquired diseases. So it makes a big difference. Oh, and another study that I found very interesting, in 2010, they found that 9 out of 10 rooms that admission was coming into was already contaminated with C. diff spores. 9 out of 10 clean rooms for admissions. So, how do we do it? If they're ambulatory, tell them to go to the bathroom. If they can easily get there, encourage them. Hey, come on, let's go wash your hands before we eat. Let's go wash your hands before we have that snack. Bed-bound patients, ideally, you would bring a basin of water and have them wash their hands at bedside. That's not always possible. Well, we know that. But if you don't have time for basin of water, you can use wet wipes or preferably washcloth, a clean soapy one, and then another one to kind of rinse with. Now that does reduce the chance, but it does not completely remove the spores, so you still have that chance. But it does greatly reduce it, better than them just doing nothing, basically. Oh. Yeah, okay, that was it. That was the key. Wash your patient's hands and reduce C. diff. Thank you.
Hey.
I have a post-test at SUDAC. You do not have to put your name.
Don't read too much into it.
I changed it
Okay, good.
to make it easier.
I already did it.
You did already do it, and you already did. You did not. You're not recording, sorry.
Yes, I am.
Oh.
I want to know what you're doing.